I'm recording.
Get 2 red lines. Okay, guys, you live, hey?
Okay.
Okay, you go. You start it.
Camera's recording. Anything you say will be held against you in court.
My camera people, hope you're ready.
2.
Fritz isn't here.
One,
Fritz isn't here at the moment.
3,
I'm waiting for him and we'll
4.
find him now.
Camera people, please
1,
shake your cameras if you
2.
can hear me.
1,
Amazing.
2, 3,
Let's do this.
4.
Okay, that song needs to be stopped. Guys, we're gonna have to start again, sorry. We're gonna have to start again. Can somebody please tell the green room that we're gonna have to redo it? Sorry.
We're starting again. Also, your label's not the other way around.
Yeah, we'll swap it.
Oh, okay.
Unless you guys want to swap seats.
Can you do that?
Let's do that.
Okay, let's reset, eh?
Yeah, reset.
Okay, Fritz, are you ready backstage?
Thank you, Chris and Jay.
I'm ready. We're rolling.
Okay, we're rolling from where? Where are we now? Are we on places? Are we doing a 1 minute countdown?
Okay, Johan, we're doing 1 minute countdown. Jay and Chris have swapped places. The name titles will stay as they were.
Okay, cool. We're doing 1 minute countdown. Band, we've got 46 seconds till we're going live. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll logo. And green room start. There we go.
Sunday. My name is Jay, and I'm joined by Chris. Chris, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it's good to be here.
I know. For those of you who don't know, Chris is the small groups or community groups leader, and he communicates here at South Point. And for those of you who don't know, I am the Inside Out director here, and we get to sit with you for a bit before the service today.
Yeah.
Because you guys are early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are like the VIP crowd. Your reward is us.
They get that content that isn't released for everyone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are your reward. So we're starting your day with a low bar. I mean a high bar. With a high bar.
With a high bar.
Yes,
Definitely
yeah,
the highest bar.
Definitely.
There
yeah.
we go. So
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, Chris actually recently went on leave. And as an American in South Africa, you went to see the West Coast Flowers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Tell us
Yes.
about that, please. Please.
Yeah, so we took I got to take a break, like which is nice. I took like a proper break, like turned email off, put my WhatsApp on like a different phone screen, turned off notifications. We canceled having the yard done and the cleaning. I mean, we just shut the house down completely. But it was Casey's birthday, and for 3 years, my wife has wanted to go to see the flowers at the West Coast National Park. And every year she's been sick and hasn't been able to go and see the flowers.
2020 was the year.
This was the year. The funny thing is she still got sick, and but because I was on break, we waited a few days and we went. Yeah, and
Couldn't stop her.
No, we couldn't stop it. And so me and Casey and Leaf, our 12-year-old, and then the jam man, Benjamin, 15-month-old toddler.
Legend.
Yeah, we rolled out at 8 o'clock in the morning, went to see the flowers, you know. I gotta admit, I thought, it's flowers.
Yeah.
There's also flowers at Kirstenbosch. Why are we making an effort out of this? But it was really
West
cool.
Coast National Park.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, we spent 6 years outside of Kruger National Park, so
Sure.
the West Coast National Park is like, where's the elephants?
Yeah,
When we,
yeah.
but I will say this: the flowers were legendary.
Nice.
So we brought a tripod. We took pictures. We took family pictures. Like Benjamin ran on the rocks and things like that. And
That is just awesome.
that was great.
That
You know
is
what the
awesome.
best part about it was?
What? Tell me.
The hour and a half drive home with a screaming toddler. Just one solid scream the whole way home. It was amazing.
The sarcasm in that comment.
Yeah.
But South Point, if you've been
Yeah.
to see the West Coast National Park flowers before, please comment. And if you are not logged in, we want you to log in, and we want you to tell us that you're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
wanna-
want to know how long you sat in line to get in to see the flowers, because we got there when they opened, and when we left at like noon, there was a line probably like 3 kilometers
Oh
long
my
down the
word.
road, and that was on a Monday. So if you comment below how many hours you've sat in line to see the flowers, and you get the biggest number, then you earn bragging rights.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. If you're wondering though where to find us, our online service today, you can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Facebook Live, and you can find us on Instagram. And we'd love for you to log in, comment, tell us where you are, tell us what you're up to. And again, if you've been to the West Coast National Park to see the flowers, we want to know. We want to know if you've been.
Yeah. So it's good to be back.
Good. We're glad to have you back.
I'm happy to be back in the saddle. Haven't been here for a few weeks, and I missed everyone here, and I missed you guys, on the other side of the screen. And I just so happened to come back in a really great season of the church.
Yes.
It's Be
Big
Rich.
stuff. Big stuff's happening.
Yeah, it's Be Rich season.
Be Rich.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to tell them what Be Rich is about?
So Be Rich season at South Point is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal, and we involve every single environment that we have here at South Point in it. So Be Rich is basically our annual giving campaign, where we realize and we acknowledge how blessed we are as a church.
Yeah.
And we want to share that with everyone else. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, we want to share that with you. And our Be Rich campaign is kicking off. So Chris, why don't you tell us how's that going to go down?
Yeah, no, it's gonna go down. There's a lot of ways that you can serve. There's a lot of ways that you can get the whole family involved. Anything from getting kids to use newspapers to make sleeping bags for the homeless. We're also collecting coffee jars.
Yes.
There's places that you can send a donation to that's going to a really good cause, a great vetted out cause. So there's tons of ways for you to get involved, and we feel like even when the rest of the country has been in a crisis, that when we put our faith in God, we can still be rich, you know? Like we can still be rich and give of what we have.
Yeah.
And so, that's the opportunity. You can go check us out on the website. You can also sign up. You can click a link that'll pop up on your screen and let you sign up for a newsletter. And then another email will probably go out and let you know about ways that you can be a part of Be Rich.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely. And so today we're starting a new series.
It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic.
Yeah. It's
Big things are happening at South Point at the moment.
I know. Big things are happening at South Point. So Morgan's going to start us out. It's a series called "You're Not the Boss of Me," and I don't want to give too much away, but I mean, what do you think that could be about?
I don't know.
You know?
But that title is so enticing.
Yeah.
It makes me want to know, like, what is this about?
Yeah. It sounds like.
What could it possibly be about?
It sounds like when Benjamin sees something that he wants, whether it's a water bottle or a brick or a piece of food on the table, and you're like, no, you can't have that. He's like,
What?
you're not the boss of me.
You're not the boss of me.
Yeah, he can't handle his emotions. Wink, wink. We may talk about that some.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Pastor Morgan to get up and share with us.
I know. So
But we have some housekeeping. We have we have to do before we kick the service off today.
Thank you for that, because I almost forgot. So we have this is for our this is for the people that have been with us. This is for our regulars. If you're new to South Point, if this is the first time you're logging in or the first time that you're seeing us, this is a little bit of housekeeping. And you can just sit back and relax. But if you've been with us, if you're invested in South Point, if you're a part of what we do here, we have what's called an AGM meeting, an annual gathering meeting where we're going to come together and kind of talk about what's happened over the year and then what's going to be happening over years to come. It's actually a really special time to kind of gather the church and wrap up the year and then cast vision for the next year to come. And so that's going to be happening on the 30th of September at 7:30. And on Monday morning, be sure and check your inbox because there's going to be an email that's going to go out to you as well if you're part of our mailing list. And that's going to let you know everything that you need to know to be a part of that that AGM as well.
Yeah, we don't want you guys to miss it because we have some news we'd love to share with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do not want you to miss it at all. But Chris, we have an amazing service lined up today.
Yeah.
Amazing worship.
Yeah,
I'm telling you that right now.
20 seconds to count down.
Amazing today.
absolutely.
And on top of that, we're kicking off a brand new series called You're Not the Boss of Me, and we can't wait to jump into that with you. Chris, are you ready?
Yeah, no, I'm ready. And don't forget, after the service is over, you don't have to click away, because we're gonna be back.
Yeah, we want you to join.
Yeah,
Like, wait
join
for
us.
us.
Yeah, join us
Wait
again.
around for us.
Yeah, we're gonna have some questions and fun stuff. So right now, let's roll and let's turn it over to the service. And welcome to South Point.
Okay, countdown. There needs to be sound with this. Where's the sound?
I don't have any sound. Where's that sound meant to come from? Josh or Fritz?
Fritz, where does the sound? Where's it supposed to come from?
The video Mac.
The
I
video
suppose.
Mac. So Josh.
Josh doesn't seem to know where that would be. He clicked it and there's no sound.
Okay.
My camera people, are you all ready? Okay, we are gonna go to camera 2
Ryan,
first,
Are you ready?
and then camera 3.
1 minute.
then
20
to camera
seconds
1.
and counting. And the rest
So
of the band
camera
report.
2, you're gonna be a nice tight or decent close up on Thulani. I think where you are is good. Phillipe, I think you want to be a little bit further so that you're not the same as Christine,
Band,
and
start
try and get
making
a
your way to
little
the
bit
stage, please.
more of Thulani, maybe a bit of Jodi, or I don't know who the guy is who plays bass.
It's going to be there for like 5 seconds.
Okay, we've got 45 seconds. Okay, so I'm not touching lyrics, right? I'm not touching lyrics button.
As far as I know.
Okay, cool.
But you might have to if it doesn't work.
Okay, cool.
Then I'll tell you.
Okay, 25 seconds. Phillipe. Yeah, that's
You can
looking
see the timer
good.
at the top.
Struggling to see your shot,
Yeah.
Christine, in the dark, but I think I can see Thulani, and I think that looks good. Haidee, you can't zoom out any further, can you? Nope. Okay, then
5, 4, 3,
go to towards
2,
Thulani, please,
1.
and camera 2.
Intro. 1, 2, 3,
Stand by
4.
camera 3, and camera 3. Stand by camera
Verse.
1. Camera 1. Okay. Camera 2, stand by. Camera 2. Okay, Phillipe, going nice and closer. Give me a close up on Thulani. Stand by camera 3
Bridge.
and camera 3. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Sorry, camera 2. I meant to press camera 1. Camera 1, it's you.
Chorus.
Okay, stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 2. Camera 2. Stand by camera 1. Haidee, give me a close up on that guy.
Down.
Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1.
Verse.
Stand by camera 2, camera 2. Haidee, give me a shot on Thulani. Stand by camera 1, camera 1. Stand by camera 3, camera 3. Royston. Stand by camera 2, I love the moves there. Stand by camera 2, camera 2. Stand by camera 1, camera 1. Stand by camera 3, camera 3. Stand by camera 2, camera 2.
Chorus.
Stand by camera 1. Sorry, there by camera 1. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. And GoPro. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 1, camera 1.
Down.
Stand by camera 3. And camera 3. Camera 2, give me a shot on Royston. Stand by camera 2 and camera 1. Stand by camera 1. Camera 1. Stand by GoPro and GoPro. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 2. I like the shot. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2.
Bridge.
Stand by camera 1. Camera 1. Sorry, camera 1. Check your focus here, Phillipe. Stand by camera 2. And camera 2.
Chorus.
Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. And stand by GoPro.
Breakdown.
Stand by camera 2, camera 3. Stand by camera 3 and 3. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1.
Okay,
Stand by
is
camera
Jay
2
ready?
and camera 2.
Instrumental.
Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Camera 1, I need a little bit more of a front-on shot of Thulani. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. And GoPro standing by and
Outro.
GoPro. Stand by camera 3
There we go.
and 3.
Thank you, Jay.
Stand by camera 2 and camera 2.
Jay, and I'm so excited that you've joined us this morning. If you're joining us for the first time, I want to extend a special
Stand by
welcome
camera
That was a good transition,
3
guys.
and thank you.
and camera 3.
If you're watching and joining us from somewhere outside of Cape Town, maybe even outside of South Africa,
Phillipe, go to your left so I can see a little bit more of Jay's face.
in the comment section,
And stand by camera 2
you are from.
and camera 2.
Today we're kicking off a brand new series called You Are Not
Stand by camera 1
and that
and
has something to do with this amazing opener
camera 1.
that we just listened to. The name of that song is called Time Bomb by Walk the Moon, and I want you to,
Lower that headroom a little bit, Phillipe. There we go.
as we go into
Stand by camera 3
Morgan's going to deliver for us today.
and camera 3.
South, when we love to sing, and we believe that singing and praising is a way that we can express the love that we have for Jesus Christ.
Okay, stand by camera 2
Right now, we're going to enter into a time of singing with Thulani and Royston and their amazing band.
and
Okay, gets
camera
ready
2.
to trigger that song. Let's go. First song.
Intro. 1,
Stand by camera
2,
3
3, 4. Verse.
and camera 3. Stand by
Great,
camera 1
guys.
and camera 1. Stand by camera 2, beautiful shot. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Beautiful, Christine. Stand by camera 3
Chorus.
and camera 3. Beautiful, camera 1. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Beautiful, guys. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. I like that 2-shot camera 1. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Beautiful, camera 2. Stand by. Stand by camera 3 instead. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Okay,
Verse.
stand by GoPro and GoPro. And stand by camera 1, 3, camera 3. Camera 1, give me a shot on Thulani, please. Stand by camera 2. Stand by camera 2 and... No, stand by camera 1. Sorry guys, stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1.
Chorus.
Stand by camera 3. 3. Stand by GoPro and GoPro. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Stand by 1 and 1. Stand by 3 and 3. And GoPro is live. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Pan it over to your left, camera 1. Turn it over, Phillipe, shift it over to the left. Yes, stand by camera 2 and camera 2.
Bridge.
Stand by camera 1 and 1. Haidee, give me a shot on Thulani, please. Stand by camera 3.
Repeat bridge.
No, camera 2, stand by. And stand by 2. Go 2. Beautiful. Stand by camera 3. And camera 3. Phillipe, go in closer. I want a close up on
Repeat
Thulani,
bridge.
please. And go into GoPro and GoPro. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Beautiful, camera 2. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 1. Beautiful shot. And camera 1. Okay, stand by GoPro and GoPro.
Chorus.
Stand by camera 2. 2. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Stand by camera 3 and 3. Stand by camera 2
Fritz,
and
there's
2.
going to be no sound from the
And
video.
GoPro standing by and
Mac,
GoPro.
just so you know.
Stand by 1 and 1. Haidee, zoom out a little bit. Okay, yep. And stand by camera 3 and 3. Camera 2, give me a little bit more of Preston on the side. Royston, sorry.
Bridge.
GoPro, I'm on GoPro. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Beautiful shot, camera 1 and camera 1. Beautiful shot, camera 2, stand by. Ready, and camera 2. Stand by camera 3, camera 3. And GoPro. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Okay, camera 2, stand by.
Is Josh triggering manually or is it happening automatically?
Automatic. Camera
Yes,
2
trigger.
and stand by and camera
Okay,
2.
let's go.
1,
Stand by camera 3
2.
and camera 3
1, 2,
and
3.
GoPro.
4.
Stand by camera 3, camera 3. Camera 1, give me a shot on Thulani, please. Beautiful. And
Verse.
camera 1, stand by and camera 1. Oh, my apologies. Stand by camera 2, camera 2. My bad. Thank you, Haidee. Beautiful. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Sorry, camera 2, that was my bad. That was supposed to be camera 3.
Chorus.
And camera 3. Well done, camera 2. Camera 2, give me a side profile of Royston, please. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1.
Chorus.
Beautiful, camera 2. Show me more of Thulani, please. There we go. Yes, stand by camera 2.
I'm liking the smoke
And
and,
camera
the
two.
camera angles.
Stand by GoPro and GoPro.
Verse.
Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 2. More on Royston, please, camera 2. Okay, and stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Camera 1, give me a 2-shot with Thulani and Royston,
Charmiane,
please.
I'd suggest we
And stand by
stop
camera
that,
3.
stop
Stand by
dropping
camera
the
3 and camera 3.
Verse.
Beautiful, camera 1. So try and pull focus, Phillipe, if you can, from Royston to Thulani when I tell you to. Stand by camera 1. Focus on Royston, please. No, I'm going to go to camera 2. Camera 2, stand by. Stand by camera 2 and 2. Beautiful, camera 2. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Beautiful. Haidee, shift it to your left. No, keep it on him. There we go. Stand by camera 3. Camera 3. Stand by GoPro and GoPro. Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Beautiful, guys. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1.
Chorus.
Okay, Haidee, you can zoom out a little bit. And camera 3, stand by. Thank you, Haidee. And camera 3. Stand by GoPro and GoPro.
Bridge. Breakdown.
Stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Haidee, go to Thulani, please. Thank you. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1. Hold that
Bridge.
camera. Stand by camera 3. Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Stand by camera 2.
Bridge.
Okay, I'm gonna go to GoPro.
Build.
Stand by GoPro. Stand by camera 2. Stand by camera 2 and 2. Stand by camera 3.
Bridge.
Stand by camera 3
Continue to
and
build.
3. Beautiful shot, camera 1. Stand by. And camera 1. Focus on Thulani.
Chorus.
Stand by camera 2
All
and 2.
in.
And GoPro. Stand by camera 3. Put it on Royston, please. Camera 3. And stand by camera 2 and camera 2. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1.
Chorus.
Okay, stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Beautiful camera 2. Stand by. And camera 2. Stand by camera 1 and I'm going to go to GoPro first. Camera
Bridge.
and GoPro. Stand by camera 1. Camera 1. Okay, Haidee, go over to Thulani. Stand by camera 2 and 2.
Bridge.
Okay, and stand by GoPro and GoPro. Stand by camera 3 and go 3. Stand by 1 and 1. Stand by 2
Outro.
and 2. Stand by GoPro and GoPro.
Okay. Cue J in the next 2
And stand by
seconds.
2 and 2. Okay, stand by 1 and 1.
Ending.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have Jay come up on stage. Stand by camera 2 and 3.
Okay.
And stand by 3 and 3.
Father God, thank you so much for this opportunity today that we
Okay, stand by 2
listen to you. Thank you
and
for
2.
everything going on around us.
Camera 1 going closer a little bit.
Sing to you, acknowledge you, and praise you.
And shift it over to your left. Okay, and
The
stand by camera 1.
that we kick off today would sit and take a hold in the heart of everyone that hears it.
And
I pray that you
hold that camera 1.
bless Pastor Morgan as he delivers
And
the message to us.
camera 1.
And I pray that as we go into the rest of the year,
Haidee, just give me a little bit of headroom on that shot. Perfect. Not that much, just a tad down. Stand by camera 3
we would acknowledge you.
and camera 3.
Right. 2 minute segment now.
Am I titling him?
My name is Jay.
Do I need to title him?
I'm the director here at
Okay,
Southpoint.
stand by
Sorry,
camera 1
Unless you've been living under a rock in the last
and
you
camera
heard
1.
we're going to level 1. I'm going to say that again. We are finally going to level
Stand by
1.
camera 2
Our fearless leader, Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of our country, he told us on Wednesday
and
evening
camera 2.
that we will finally be going to level 1. And maybe for you, that kind of brought
Stand by
up
camera 3
emotions for you.
and camera 3.
Happy, you were joyful,
Okay,
you
let's hold it on camera 3 for a little bit.
finally, we are out. of
Stand by
the
camera 1 and camera 1.
for you.
Haidee, can you zoom in, please?
Not so nice. Maybe it brought up anger,
Stand by
disappointment,
camera 3 and camera 3.
anxiety. And emotions are funny things. And today we
What's going on there, Christine? Stand by camera 2
we are going to be talking about those exact things, emotions. And we all know
and
because we're human beings that emotions can get the best of
stand by
us.
camera 2 and camera 2.
They can shape the way that we act more than we want them to when we encounter things like
Stand by camera 1
frustration, love, happiness, or lust, or jealousy, or envy. And we realize that monitoring our behavior is not enough.
Stand by camera 1
We need to monitor our hearts, because ultimately that's where all of our emotions come from. So today, as we kick off a brand new series,
Stand by camera 3. Camera 1, can you zoom in so long? Stand by camera 3 and camera 3. Phillipe, give me a little bit more of a close-up. Your shot is too close to Christine's.
to this new series, I pray that you have a great day.
Okay, roll bumper.
Stand by camera 2. Oh, no. No, we're good.
Hold thumbs. Oh, look at that.
Alright, guys. Stand by camera 2. Christine, we're going to go to you. Then Haidee. And then camera 1. You guys are looking good. And I like this framing. Well done, guys.
Morgan
I
should
think you guys are
be
looking amazing.
ready.
Okay, and 25 seconds. Camera 2, you winning over there? Okay. Okay, I might go to camera 3 if camera 2 is not ready. Stand by camera 3.
And we're on 5,
Zoom in a bit, Haidee.
3, 2,
And
1.
camera 3.
Go.
Stand by camera 1.
Today we are starting a brand new series that I have been looking forward to for so long. It's called
Stand by
Not the Boss.
Good job, everybody.
camera 1.
Is how to say no to the emotions that compete for control. How to
And
say no to the emotions that compete for
camera 1.
control. And we all have this in common. In fact, some of us have realized this a little bit more than others during lockdown.
Cool, we're going to hold it on camera 1 for a little bit.
Any one of us really enjoy being told what to do. Whether
Yes.
it's an emotion that's inside of us, whether it's a person on the outside of us, none of us enjoy being told what to do. And we discovered this very early on.
Okay.
In fact, you
Okay, cool.
know that to be true. But truthfully, every single one of us, we want the power
Stand by camera 3.
to say no to whoever we want to say no to, right? We all want this thing called autonomy. Autonomy is what I want to do, when I want to do it, with enough money to pay for what it is that I want to do, and enough money to keep me out of trouble once I get caught. Let me go over that again. Okay?
Stand by camera 3. No, stand by camera 2. And camera 2.
To do what I want to do, when I want to do it, with enough money to do what I want to do, and enough money to get me out of trouble in case I ever get there. And what's amazing about this is it's an alluring goal, is it not? And if you heard me say that and you thought, Morgan, you said we, are you not part of the we? I'm not. I'm totally not.
Okay, Phillipe,
Okay? I mean, there's just something in
shift
all of us.
over your camera to the left.
Tells us what to do, right? And it's this
Yeah,
alluring
and
goal.
give me a little bit more headroom on Morgan.
Even though we never probably
Stand by camera 1.
we'd never actually get there.
Stand by camera 3. Sorry, stand by camera 3.
Call my own shots. I'll call the right shots.
And camera 3.
I can call the right, all the shots. I can call the right shots. We all think that this is
Christine,
so bad.
I'm going to need you to shift your tripod closer to the teleprompter so that Morgan looks like he's looking closer to you and your camera. Stand by camera 1
Decision where they undermine their own autonomy.
and camera 1.
And they give up their own freedom because of a decision they made. And we think, why would you do that? You made it. Why would you give
Thank you,
up
Christine.
what most people can never achieve in life? And after we get over that,
Stand by camera 2
part in every single one of us that's kind of like,
and
don't you ever feel like that sometimes?
stand by camera 3
It's clear that
and camera 3.
like their life is completely tumbling down. And
Stand by
you're
camera
like,
2
"It's so terrible to see you like this," right? Because there's this ickiness in all of us. It's inside me, it's inside you, and we're going to talk about that. But then
Stand by
once we
camera
get over
2
that and we hear their
and
story,
camera
we
2.
think, not me. It's never going to happen to me.
Haidee,
right?
can you give me a close-up on Morgan,
If I
please?
had that kind of money, if I had that kind of margin, that kind of autonomy, if I had that kind of freedom,
Thank
I
you.
would be so careful. I wouldn't do
Stand by
what
camera
she
1
did. I wouldn't do what they did. I wouldn't do what he did because I would protect my autonomy. And maybe that's true, but for that to be true,
Stand by camera 3
something that we must.
and camera 3.
So to kind of get us started in this series, this is the statement that
Stand by
we're gonna
camera
make
1
that's going to direct us for the next couple of weeks, because this is so important for all of us. And it doesn't matter if you're a Christian, it doesn't matter if you're not a Christian.
Phillipe, can you head in closer if possible? Camera 1. So move that entire tripod.
Every single one of us struggles with at some point in our lives. So here's the statement.
Stand by camera 1.
Supervision. Our need of supervision may someday come to an end if we
Okay,
silence
shift it
the
to the left,
voices
Phillipe.
that come from within. Our need of supervision, your need of supervision.
Yeah,
it may
perfect.
one
Stand
day
by
come
camera
to
1
an end only if
and
we silence the toxic voices that actually come from.
camera 1.
And just so we get this right, I just want to make sure you know where we're going. Negative
Christine,
supervision will never
I think you need to shift your tripod like 2 meters to the front.
your thing. Because the truth
Please.
is, for all of us,
Stand by camera 3
trouble because we won't take advice, right? Most of us get in trouble because we take
Okay, and then Christine, you're going to shift it to the right a little bit.
the emotions that distort reality for
Yeah,
us.
and check if you are good
Say, you did what?
with the teleprompter and you're not blocking it. Stand by camera 3
Let it run and
and camera 3.
thinking. What was going on?
Beautiful shot, Christine.
Why did that
Check your focus and lift it up a little.
There is this thing that is in all of us, a tendency
Perfect.
to take our own
Stand by camera 2.
and our own advice always gets filtered through our emotions.
Beautiful shot, camera 1.
Actually distorts our sense of reality. So thus, the subtitle to our series, how to
Okay, stand by camera 2.
make this practical for you, how to say no to the emotions that compete for control. Now,
And
I want you
camera
to think
2.
for just a moment, then we're going to move on. What is the emotion that competes for control in your life?
Shift it up slightly, Christine. Perfect. Okay, Phillipe on camera 1. Shift it over to your left a little bit.
We say it, who we say it to, how we say it.
A little bit more.
Competes for
A little bit more.
in terms of what drives our behavior.
Perfect.
It sort of becomes
Stand by camera 1.
for our motivation. Now, all of us, because we're adults, we have learned to monitor our behavior. Right?
And camera 1.
Learn to monitor our behavior so we can get job interviews.
Stand by camera 3.
Our behavior so we can actually get a job. We've learned to monitor our behavior so we can get dates, so we can go on a second date, so we can hopefully go on a third date, so we can eventually get married, and hopefully.
Stand by camera 2. Going to camera 2.
Right, so we can get our
And
parents
camera
to
2.
do what we want
Stand by camera 3.
We've all learned to monitor our behavior, but Jesus invites us to take monitoring to a whole new level. To look past simply monitoring how we behave and begin to monitor what's going on inside of us. And the thing is, if what Jesus says is true, and I think it is, you may have some work to do. Because like you, I have toxic voices inside of me that want to take control, and they communicate to me.
Still standing by camera 3.
I latch on, and I let those emotions take control, and then I always have regrets on the other side. Just like
And
you.
camera 3.
But thanks to this insight, we're going to discover together how much easier it can be to identify that bad advice that comes from within each of us.
Stand by camera 1.
Jesus is with his guys, and when you read the Gospels, there are the apostles that were his chosen guys. They were the disciples, the crowd of, and then there were the disciples, the crowd of people that kind of followed him around. And Matthew, who was one of his chosen guys, he was a tax gatherer, and that meant he was probably a little wealthy. And that probably meant he had some people who worked for him. He had some employees. And it makes sense that Matthew...
Christine, I know this might be a mission, but I want to know if you could possibly move your tripod and raise it so that it's slightly closer to Morgan's eye line. If it's too much of a mission, don't do it. But if you can, please, stand by camera 1.
A really interesting little detail he puts in.
And
He
camera
adds,
1.
because this is kind of the code to say they weren't looking for a casual conversation with Jesus. They were trying to trick him. They were trying to trap Jesus.
Stand by camera 3 for now.
Always trying to do. They were
We're going to
trying
keep it on
separate
camera 1 for a little bit.
If they could, they would be able to get Jesus. And here's the question they came to Jesus and asked. Why
Thank you,
did the
Christine.
disciples break the tradition of the elders? They don't wash their hands before they eat. To which you might say, you read that in one context and you're like, gross, right? But remember, there was very little water. Water was precious. You didn't just pour it out. You just leave the tap running. You didn't do that. But this was a really big deal. And I need to explain why.
Stand by camera 3.
Today.
And
Tradition of the
camera
elders
3.
is also known in some circles as the oral
And stand by
Torah.
camera 2.
Now, it was this mysterious teaching that was supposedly when Moses came down from Mount Sinai and he had the 10 commandments and he had another 103 commandments and then he gave
And
them
camera
to
2.
the Israelite nation as a written form. Supposedly there was this oral Torah.
Sorry, camera 3. I thought he was going to go to you.
These were the laws of God and it was forbidden to
It's
write
Phillipe,
down,
okay.
which meant that only a few people, always men, a very small group of men, knew what the oral Torah.
Stand by camera 3 for now.
They would bring it out and they would apply it to people when it was convenient. And sometimes it seemed to be in conflict with what was written in the Torah. Well, when you read the Gospels, Jesus wasn't buying any of this. Jesus did not believe that it was the secondary, mysterious, only a handful of religious leaders know exactly what's in the Torah kind of thing. And so one of the
What happened?
rules was in order to keep yourself ceremonially clean
Is your
as a
battery
Jew
plugged in?
and
Is your charger plugged in?
to make sure that you do not accidentally violate
It's a
the
little
dietary
cable. You'll see it plugs into the spark plug on your bottom left.
before.
Stand by camera 3. Yeah, his camera died.
Is it made God small? It made God seem petty. And Jesus just didn't buy it. And so he says to them, really?
Morgan needs to look at camera 3, please.
The actual written command of God for the sake of your tradition.
Stand by camera 3.
You guys,
And
you
camera
just use
3.
the traditions to manipulate the people. And every time
Yes, thank you,
they
Morgan.
do something you don't want them to do, you kind of bring it up. Oh, well, in the tradition of the elders and the non-written law, there's this law. And so Jesus points out the hypocrisy
Stand by
behind
camera
using
2
the
for
example
now
of these guys
until
that are
Phillipe is
like
up
unwritten,
and
mysterious
running.
laws that only they seem to know about in order to kind of get around the written law of God as it relates to them taking care of their aging
Oh,
parents.
welcome back, Phillipe.
And when you do that, Jesus says, when you
Stand
do
by
that,
camera
you
one.
actually nullify the word of God or the written word of God for your tradition. He says, you hypocrites. In other words, instead of doing what is clear, you've come up with some rules that nobody knows about, so you don't have to do what the clear thing is. And Jesus says, you hypocrites. Isaiah
Stand by camera 1.
quotes from the prophet Isaiah when he wrote about you. He says,
Hold
"These people,"
on.
talking about the ancient Israelites, "these people
And
honor me with their
stand by
lips."
camera
In
1
other words,
and
they
camera 1.
learn to say all the right things, but their hearts are far from me. They're playing a game. They've turned religion
Stand by camera
into
2
a game that they can always win.
and camera 2.
And I don't need to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Stand by camera 3
Have a tendency of doing just that.
and camera 3.
Rules to the game. And it just so happens that they're always able to win the game because they're always able to keep the rules. And they use the rules.
Okay, camera 1 and 2. I'm not sure where he's going to turn. Stand by camera 1 and camera 1.
Gathers because they love this. Jesus looks around and he's got a crowd and then he kind of just drops the mic and he walks away. I mean, it's awesome. You should go read it. Once the crowd is there, he says to the Pharisees, listen and understand. What goes into someone's mouth by accident is the inference here. But what
Stand by
goes into
camera
someone's
2.
mouth accidentally does not defile them. In other words, it does not put them at odds with God. God is not small. God is not petty. He's not a got-you God. He's not going to put you in timeout for some minor accidental breach of etiquette. But Jesus leans in. He says, but what comes out of their mouth, that is what defiles them. Then he drops the mic. And he just walks off. And the disciples are following him and they're kind of looking back at the Pharisees.
Stand by camera 3 and camera 3.
If you know anything about the disciples,
Stand by camera 2.
they have no clue what's going on.
Phillipe, if you can shift your tripod to the left by 1 meter, closer to the teleprompter, please. I want to see more of Morgan's eye line closer to your camera.
They ask him this question, Jesus,
Stand by camera 2
Pharisees were offended when you said what you said. And Jesus says, look guys, look, leave them.
and
Once upon a time,
camera
it was
2.
okay to follow them, but they have so abandoned God's law, they have so abandoned God's intent, they have made religion a business. Leave them. They are blind guides. Such an offensive thing to say, right? But if the blind lead the blind, both will fall into a pit, Jesus says. This was a common saying back then that he applied to the situation. Now, before we get to how this affects you and me, here's the problem. When he said what he said, it sounded like he was kind of dismissing the
Okay,
entire Mosaic
camera 1 and camera 3, you guys are looking good. Both of you please stand by. I'm not sure where Morgan's going to turn to. Stand by camera 3
accused of violating the law.
and camera 3.
Jesus did not violate the law. In fact, Jesus kept the law.
I'm assuming he's going to go to you, Phillipe. So stand by camera 1
Peter was the spokesperson in the group. Peter speaks
and camera 1.
He says, please explain that parable to us. I know we kind of looked all cocky and yeah, we understand. We don't. Please explain it to us. And you read these next few lines and it kind of sounds like Jesus
Stand by camera 3
maybe even abrasive to the disciples. And maybe he was. I don't think so. I think maybe he kind of just ruffled Peter's hair a little bit and said, really? Are you still so dull?
Royston.
Come on, guys, step up, pay attention. You still don't get it. And then he stops and he explained. Now,
and camera 3.
paying attention so far, I need you to hear this next part.
Stand by camera 2.
The next part of the conversation, Jesus allows us to catch a glimpse
I want to try and keep it on camera 3 for a little bit.
of what is most important to his heavenly Father and what should be most important to you, what should be most important to me. And here's a little spoiler alert. God is not concerned with how our behavior affects him. God is not most concerned with how our behavior.
Stand by camera 2 and camera
Let me
2.
just say something before we. If you're part of a religious system, any religion, including Christianity, if you're
Again, camera 1 and 3, you guys are looking good. Keep it there. I'll switch to whichever camera he looks at.
you have to do this in order to keep God happy and to stay in God's good graces, and it has everything to do with some sort of formal religious tradition, you should just run away. You should run away and you should follow Jesus, because Jesus could not have been clearer than he is about.
I'm not listening to a thing he's
So
saying.
consistent.
Stand by camera 3
That the Mosaic law that we're not even a part of, that wasn't even given to us, it was given to ancient Jews, It was not given that, you got to do these things to keep God happy. And that whole idea that it's got transferred to all kinds of denominations and other religions as well. And Jesus is like, no, the stuff was not given to you for you. The stuff was given to you for you, not with trying to get you to please God. No, it was done with your best interest in mind. God is not trying to keep himself happy by controlling and manipulating your behavior. So here's what Jesus says. Are you still so dull?
Stand by camera 3
This is Jesus' humor, but
and camera 3.
we don't get it because, when you read this,
Christine, I know it's going to be a mission, but if possible, if you could raise that tripod up a little bit more. It still looks like you're kind of looking upwards at him.
but these are real people. They have real
Stand by camera 1.
I really think that this is Jesus' humor. So Jesus stops. He's kind of said, "Hey, why are you so dull? Do you still not get this?" And I think he smiles and he says, "Look, don't you see, guys, that whatever enters the mouth goes into the stomach and then out of the body?" To which they thought, "You're not so dull. Yes, we see that."
Stand by camera 1 and
A couple of times
camera 1.
Now here's what I think Jesus' point is: that if something by chance
Nice following there, Phillipe.
goes into our body, what happens to it? It just goes straight through your body and it comes right out. No harm done to anyone. Then I think he straightens up and he says, but the things that come out of a person's mouth, things that come out of the other end, now that's a whole new story. Those are the things that defile them. This word defile
Stand by camera 3.
religious implications. To be defiled was to be at odds with God. And he says, you want to know what puts you at odds with God? Not accidentally eating the wrong thing, but when what comes out of your mouth.
Okay, we're going to go to camera 2 just for a little cut.
What comes out of your
Stand by camera 2
people, which puts us at odds with God.
and camera 2.
Jesus is teaching that when you do anything that hurts someone God loves, God is
Stand by camera 3.
That's how you defile yourself. Not by offending God because God is so sensitive and God has these 4 things you have to always do to keep him happy. No, Jesus is going, no. That's over with. In fact, that was
Stand by
never
camera 3 and 3.
never actually been the case. But that's simply his summary. His main point is what I'm going to read to you next.
Thank you, Christine. Stand by camera 2.
But the things that come out of a person's mouth, they come from the heart of that person. They originate within our hearts. And these things that originate inside of us, that eventually come out of us, those are the things that put us at odds with God because they put us at odds with people that God loves. The source of your defiling, the source of your offensive words, the source of your problematic words and your deeds is within you. Now when you hear that, maybe you push
Stand by
back
2
and say, no.
and 2.
Not everything I say comes from my heart. I mean, Morgan, sometimes I say things I don't mean
Just
to say.
raise that camera up slightly,
Jesus might push
Christine.
back and go,
As in, pan it up.
what you should be saying is sometimes
Yeah.
you say things you don't mean to say out loud. But you meant them because they came out of you. And in that moment when your behavior modification skills were kind of weakened by an emotion or by a situation, by
Phillipe,
whatever
shift
it
your
might
camera
be,
over to the left so that Morgan's on the right hand side of your frame.
it came out of you because it is in you.
A little bit more.
That's what he
Just a
says.
touch.
Out of the heart come evil
Yeah,
thoughts.
yeah,
Out of
perfect,
the
perfect.
heart
Stand by camera 1.
evil thoughts. Everything
Stand by
that
camera
enters
3 as well,
your
just
mind.
in case. And
He
stand by
said,
camera 3
out of
and
the
3.
heart comes evil thoughts of murder,
Keep that
death,
shot
murder,
there, Phillipe. It's beautiful. Stand by camera 1.
immorality, theft, false testimony, slander. The
Stand by
Gospel
1
writer Mark, when he recorded
and
this
1.
conversation, he added other things that Jesus said. Greed comes from the heart. Malice, deceit, envy, arrogance.
And stand by
You know
2.
what folly is? Folly is just bad judgment.
And
regrets relationally
stand by
are a
2,
result of
still
bad
standing by
judgment
2.
or unwise decisions. You look back and
Oh,
you think, how could
keep
I
it on
be
you,
so
Phillipe.
foolish? Why would I do such a thing? Why would I think such a thing? Why would I consider such a thing? It's folly. Those embarrassing
Camera 2, shift Morgan over. Keep going to your right. Keep going. Yeah, stand by. Stand by 2.
Jesus says their source is in your heart. And he says these are the things that defile a person. These are what put you at odds with God because these are the things that put you at odds with
Stand by 2.
God loves. But he says eating with unwashed hands, that's nothing. Now,
Okay, stand by 3.
then we're going to get into some super
Stand
specific
by
stuff. This is
2, sorry. Stand by 2 and 2.
Religious rituals and traditions can be very, very important and meaningful to us, but they are not a means by which you keep God happy and satisfied. And this is where the church and this is where I
Stand
think
by
religions
one.
go wrong. Jesus was so consistent about this. For example, I don't always say a prayer before a meal. Some of you just fell off your chairs. I know, shock horror, right? But God is not up in heaven going, man, we're not going to answer his prayer because
Stand
he
by
never
one.
said a prayer before a meal.
And one.
Man, but check that guy. He got up early. He's on his knees praying. Come over here. Come over here. Look at that guy. We're going to answer every single one of his prayers. Just go, whatever he says,
Stand by camera 2
we're just going to answer that. That's not how
and
it works.
2.
Me praying before a meal does not win me points with God. And regardless of what your religious upbringing is, there are probably some traditions that are very meaningful for you. They are for you.
Stand by 3. I'm hoping he's going to look at
You
you.
should never abandon those things. If they're meaningful for you, if they help you connect with God, you should be all in. Never give those things up. And don't let anybody ever discredit those things. But they don't give you credit with God. They are from God for you. How you treat others.
Okay, stand by
is what
3
makes
and
all
3.
the difference. Read what Jesus is saying. Missing mass.
Okay, 1 I'm assuming is coming to you next. Stand by.
She missed mass. In fact, she's missed mass 3 times. Okay, put that in a folder, please. Write that down, please. I'd like to have that in a folder. No, that's not how this works. Missing communion, missing church, missing your quiet time.
Stand by 2 for now.
These are for us.
And 2.
These are not the things that defile a person.
Stand by 1.
How you treat the people that God loves. And so Jesus says, look, it's not what goes in, it's what comes out. And what comes out of what's in your heart.
Haidee, can you zoom in even closer to Morgan, please?
Because it's already in there.
Give me some headroom. And stand by 1 and 1.
We're already good at monitoring our behavior, right? We're all good at that. Most of you sit
I like the shot, Haidee.
or
Please
you're
stand
watching
by.
it at home and you're thinking about something else entirely.
Can we get Chris and Jay to start moving towards the green room, please?
You are so good at
Stand by
monitoring
2.
behavior. We all
Shift it over just a touch, Christine, to your right hand side. Other way.
that is
Yep,
the source
perfect. Stand by camera 2
oftentimes that comes out of us.
and camera
We're
2.
gonna personalize some of this. We're going to personify some of this stuff.
Haidee, just keep on Morgan. When he turns to you, I'll cut to you.
You're not the boss of me.
Stand by camera 1.
You're not the boss of me. In fact, I
Stand
want
by
us to say
3.
this out loud, okay?
Oh,
It's
stand
gonna
by
be weird.
2. We're still on you.
Some of you don't want to play along. I understand. I want you to say this out loud.
Shift it even more, Phillipe, to, yeah, perfect. Stand by 1
Boss of me.
and 1.
With a little bit more attitude. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. You're not the boss of me. You
Stand
say
by 2.
anger,
2.
You're not the boss of me. I know anger, you're justified because he did, she did, but anger, you're not the boss of me. Envy, I know she has. Envy, you're not the boss of me. I'm tempted to lie, I'm tempted not to speak up. That's insecurity. You're not the boss of me. The real reason I'm not going is I'm afraid. Fear. You are
Stand
not
by
the
3
boss of me.
and
I'm
3.
going to ask you, how different would your life be had you learned to monitor your heart and decide that those raging emotions,
Okay, Phillipe,
whether it's fear or anger
stand
or
by.
greed or lust, or whatever
Shift it over to your left,
what if you
Phillipe.
learn not to allow it to be
A little bit more.
of you? For some of you,
Yeah.
imagine how different your
Drop down the headroom a little bit.
father had not allowed his anger to be the boss of
A
him,
little bit more.
or his guilt to be the boss of him.
Stand by,
His
camera
fear
1.
to be the boss of her, or her envy to be the boss of her. Maybe her anger, whatever it might be. Imagine,
And
for those of us with kids, if we could teach our
still on,
children to
still on
monitor
camera
their
3.
hearts, because you and I,
Stand by, camera 1.
it's what's in their hearts is going to come out of their mouths at some point, just like it does for me, just like it does for you. And here's why this is so important. Whether you're a religious person,
Still holding on camera 3.
there is a dynamic that's happening right now, whether you like any of this or not. The people closest to you are experiencing the overflow of your heart right now, every single day. And you're experiencing the overflow of their heart as well, but you can't do anything about that. So for some of us, we need to look in the mirror and we need to get better at monitoring our hearts than we are simply at monitoring our behavior. And that's true for all of us. But
Stand by 2
if you're a Jesus
and
follower,
2.
this is an even bigger deal. Because
Phillipe, give me that shot where Morgan's on the right of your frame. Yep. Stand by camera 1
envy, better boss than greed, better boss than lust.
and camera 1.
Here's what he says to you. But he doesn't just say this to Jesus' followers. I think he says this to everyone, everywhere.
Stand by camera 2
Whereas Jesus said, come to me,
and camera 2.
who are just worn out, raging lust on the inside. He says, come to me, all of you who are weary.
Still on camera 2.
Give you something.
Stand by 3.
Inferior bosses, they're just not going to
Stand by 1
I'm
and
going to give you
1.
rest. Another time Jesus said this, my peace I give you, not as the world gives you. What do you mean not as the world? What? The world peace? You only have peace.
Phillipe, just shift it up ever so slightly if you can. Just pan it up.
I'm going to give you peace on the inside when things aren't
Perfect.
How do I get that? Jesus says, just follow me.
Stand by camera 2 and 3.
Take my yoke. You know what that means? It's so powerful. Take my way of life upon you. Take my way of life upon you and learn from me. For I'm gentle. I'm humble. I'm not maybe like
Stand by 3 and 3.
you felt manipulated by. I'm not the guy who did that thing and you had to leave the church.
Stand by 2.
I'm not that woman. I'm not that person. I'm not that system. For I'm gentle. I'm humble in heart. And if you follow me, here's a promise. You will find rest on the inside. Who doesn't want that? That's worth a try, right? That's worth considering. Follow me, Jesus says. And perhaps your need for supervision,
Still on camera 3. We're going to hold it for a little bit.
once I help you silence those toxic voices that range from you.
Stand by 2 and 2. Okay, Phillipe, give me some space. Turn to your left. Pan to your left. Yeah, hold it there, hold it there. Stand by camera 1.
Son to be one of us.
Camera 1.
Ascended and came to be one of us. And we can look to him to learn how to deal with what's going on inside of us.
Stand by
Okay,
2
we need the dismissal screen. So we're going to take off the
and 2.
teleprompter.
Haidee, can you zoom in closer? Nice and tight as you can, please. Yeah, yeah, hold it there. Stand, zoom out to touch, Haidee. Yeah, stand by 3
Guilt, you're not the boss of me.
and 3.
Lord God, you sent your son into this world, not only just live like
Hold it there, Phillipe. Stand by 1
life and take that all and take all of our sin onto the cross for each and every one of us.
and 1.
That we're truly good. Father God, you did that we might find
Stand by 2
not be oppressed by the things that bubble up inside of us and these emotions that are on us. Father God, allow us to be able to choose you as our boss. It's not our emotions, but Father God, that we come to you and we find peace.
and camera 2.
Thank you, Son, it's in his name we pray. Amen.
Stand by 3
Okay,
and
post
3.
various questions.
Being here today, I've got some
Stand by
questions
2
for you,
and 2.
I'd love for you to just grab a couple of people and discuss some of these.
Shift your camera to the left, Phillipe.
Be on our social media page this week as well. Which
Little
of
bit
the
more.
following has a way of becoming the boss of you?
A little bit more.
Envy, insecurity, guilt, fear, greed.
Yep.
Which one of those
A little bit more,
has a
Phillipe.
way of becoming the boss of you? Which
Perfect.
one bubbles up?
Stand by
Once you
1
answer that question, question number 2, what does it sound like when you're taking your cues from your answer to question number 1? When that
And
emotion,
1.
you're taking your cues from that emotion, what does that sound like? And number 3, what is your first indication
Stand by 2
that you are about to hand over control? What's the precipice that you
2.
lean over and you go to the other
Stand by
side?
3
I just want to really thank you for being here today.
Stand by 1 and 1.
15 seconds.
Because we're going to dive into the first part of what we actually
Stand by 3. Haidee, you can zoom out a little bit, please.
we're going to be talking about guilt. Guilt is in each and every
We're ready with the logo roll.
into that guilt.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hide and we can
Thank
go
you.
hide somewhere else from that. Or we can operate from that guilt.
We are ready with logo roll.
Every other area. So join us next week.
Stand by
Okay,
3
just take your cue from Morgan.
6 p.m. all week long on the social media channels. We'd love for you to join us next week and consider inviting someone and continue the conversation on social media as well. Like
Phillipe, shift it over slightly to your right. Center Morgan a little bit more.
here today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Stand
Go.
by and go. Amazing.
And live.
Hey, Scharfetter, thanks for joining
Nice one,
us
guys.
again here at the end of the service. As promised, me and Jay are back.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're here. So, yeah, I think that was a great service. I mean,
All other mics off.
really good. Really good. You know, me and
Yep.
Jay have been sitting here trying to think about like where do we take this? Where do we go with this afterwards? Because our emotions are actually such a
They're
like,
incredibly complex.
they're complex, but they're also like incredibly powerful. You know, like really, really powerful. you know, Casey and I in our marriage, you know, I'll share just like a personal
Let's just
story
keep it
with you
quiet
guys.
everywhere,
A
please.
lot of the times, you know, I would say, you know, I would say like, I want to choose you in this, but my feelings are so strong that I can't. Or I know that I should do this, but my feelings won't let me, you know? Whereas Casey is actually emotionally intelligent. And so Casey has the ability, which is my wife, if I didn't say that, but Casey has the ability to say, okay, what are my feelings? How am I processing those?
I envy that
I know.
ability.
and then be able to then come through the conversation. And so I think this series for me is like, yeah, I mean, it's a big thing, you know, because it's talking about
emotions are big.
Guys, can we keep it quiet in the house, please?
And, you know, things like that. So I think that service, I don't know if for you guys, but for me it was like quite a bit to unpack. It was quite a bit to think about. Before we came on here, I was just asking Jay, like, man, what do you pick from that? Is there anything that you would pick from what we just heard Morgan say?
So you said it about a minute ago. Emotions are so powerful. And like they are so powerful, it actually reminded me of it's like a weird memory, but of a book that I read in high school. And the person committed a crime, and emotions are so powerful that the justice system, the legal system have like basically described certain crimes as crimes of passion. That's how powerful emotions are. They drive people to do things.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, I guess, when life gets so busy, you just maybe forget how emotional we are as human beings. I mean, we're incredibly emotional beings.
Yeah. I mean, the title of this series, you know, You're Not the Boss of Me. It's like we get, Morgan at the very beginning talked about this idea of like autonomy. Like we're in charge of ourselves. Like we're fully in charge of ourselves and our emotions and things like that. But I mean, I think that is such like a false thing, you know. I think later in the sermon, Morgan was talking about, you know, a point that really stuck home with me, which was like, you may think that, you know, you are saying something because of one, you know, because of a thought or a feeling or whatever, but really deep down inside, there's, you know, something else that's, you know, that's brewing. Your emotions are actually in charge of what you're saying and how you're responding. So I mean, that was like. That was a big takeaway for me. One of the things that I have for myself is almost like an emotional checklist. Like, am I emotionally healthy right now? And I think in a situation, it's funny, I was just talking with somebody about this today. I think, am I able to be humble? Am I able to be honoring? And am I able to be giving? And when I start to analyze the words that come out of my mouth, and the actions that I'm doing, even though I may think like, no, I'm autonomous here, I'm in charge of my emotions, I realize, oh boy, oh buddy, actually something deeper inside of me is driving me to not be humble, or to make it hard to be honoring, or to make it impossible to be giving.
I mean, leading on from that, our emotions affect our actions. So automatically we think, I fix my behavior. Simple. I just don't act like that. I just don't say that. I don't treat that person that way. But when you take a moment to think about it, it's where's that coming from? Where's that underlying place? And it's your heart. It's in here. And so you can't fix the behavior without looking at and fixing the heart. And God looks at the heart.
Morgan said another thing that really really hit home with me as well, and it was our, see if I can remember how he said it, our emotions are filtered through our feelings. You know, I think that's what he said, but it was something along those lines. But it's like, we think that we're making a decision here, but actually everything's getting filtered through here, which is why Jesus is
it's a warped sense of reality as well.
Which is why Jesus was much more concerned with here than like you know, here. You know, so like that to me was like, you know, a big truth, but also extremely applicable to me. You know, So I don't think anybody gets a pass on this one. I think
No.
everybody.
If you're a human being, if you have a pulse, just check quickly. Yeah, it affects you, and the series is for you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I think that it was a good one. This is going to be one of those that I go back and listen to again.
Yes.
One of those that.
And there's no season of life that this isn't applicable in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're listening to Jay and I talk right now, and maybe there's something that you think you missed in what Morgan said, I would really challenge you guys to go back and listen to it. I mean, you know, put it on while you're cooking dinner or something. You know, really take something home from it, because it was really good. Yeah,
It was good. Before
yeah. What else
we
we
wrap
got to
this
talk
up,
about here?
we gotta hit some points before we wrap this up.
We do. We have a few more things to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it my turn?
You go for it.
Okay.
You lead this. Go
Okay.
for it.
So I want to talk with you guys about giving. Guess what? We've introduced a kind of a new, really fun way that you can give. If you're used to using SnapScan, even on SnapScan now, you can do this really neat thing where you set up reoccurring giving.
Technology.
So, yeah, it's amazing. So, you know, you can snap the church's QR code, and then you can say, you know, hey, I want to give tithe a certain amount or whatever, and you can set it to reoccurring. Say, hey, every month this is just gonna naturally happen.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool. And again, you know, here we really believe in giving, because when you give, it means you're letting God be in charge of your finances, and also it means that you believe in what you're giving to. I mean,
100%.
if you believe in Netflix, you give Netflix, what is it, 99 or 169 rand a month or whatever.
Yeah, it depends
you
what
know?
package you're on.
It depends on what package, you know. Here at the church, if you believe in what South Point is doing, then, you know, it's something that you can give to there.
Yeah.
So, what else is coming up?
Be rich. So if
15
you're
seconds.
in the service, Be Rich is happening. 2020 Be Rich, our annual giving campaign.
We're ready with the post-service roll.
We realize and acknowledge the abundance that we have, and we want to share that with people. So we have a web
They're gonna
page
run
on our
over.
website, southpoint.site, where you can go learn more about Be Rich.
Yes.
And if you have kids coming up, they will be covering and going through Be Rich, a series in their environments. So remind your kids about that. Go and read up about Be Rich and all the things that we as a church would love to do, and the people that we want to bless in this season and through this campaign. And we'd love to have you on board. We'd love to partner with you, and we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, just to wrap it up, remember the AGM is coming up on September 30th. You will get an email in your inbox about that. And next week, I actually get the opportunity to come and
There we go.
and speak. So hopefully I will grow emotionally this week and be able to bring a great message to you. But we thank you so much for joining us. We
it was
love
such
you.
a pleasure. It was amazing.
It was amazing. We love you. We're glad you're here, and we hope that you join us again next week. Okay, bye everybody.
Okay, roll, post-service roll. Silent movie.
I think, Johan, you've got a beatbox over it, and we'll just add it in post.
Not a chance. We are still recording, everybody. 15 seconds. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop stream and record. Confirm that everything's been stopped, please.